Hey folks, Tim Reading here, founder of My Cloud Crew. This is just a short video to briefly discuss how to get training on happening for your VA or for your crew. This is a filler video, so there'll be a much more extensive video to come. I just wanted to get this out so that you could see the third step in getting started. Okay, so it's all in front of us. We're going to start with the first one, so determining key outcomes. Now this would be essentially a statement or a series of bullet points that would say this is why we're doing training and this is what we're aiming to see at the end of it. So for example, if you're training a bookkeeper, and some outcomes might be to get an understanding of how to do the bank reconciliation, to see and understand the financial business processes, and there could be others, and it totally depends upon the role. And the extent of training will also depend upon how much of an expert you are or someone in your company is at training that specific part of your business. Now, I also want to emphasize with training that it's if someone, for example, if you've hired a social media manager, now we assume they know social media management, but what they don't know is the ins and outs of your business. So the training would be around any branding guidelines you might have, how you go about doing social media if you're already doing it, if you are hiring an accountant or a bookkeeper. The training may be around your bookkeeping processes that exist. It may be around how to do the bank reconciliation, how to manage payables, how to manage receivables inside your business model. So even if you are hiring someone that is an expert in their field of study, it doesn't necessarily follow that they don't need to be trained. So training is crucial. Okay, so the outcomes could be a statement. It could be a 5-point bullet points in terms of what are the 5 outcomes you're looking for. Creating an agenda. We'll have a look in a moment at teamwork as to what that could look like. Essentially a calendar. Training documents, what format that might be in, and then conducting training would be step 4, and then checking for understanding or asking questions, but also having your crew show you that they understand. That's really the missing step that probably 90% of people that I see conduct training forget to do, is to actually assess whether the person they've trained has understood what they've been talking about. So we'll cover, in a later video, we'll cover the different types of learning in terms of auditory, kinesthetic, etc. There's several other ways of describing that. People learn in different ways, so it's important to cover off the different types of ways that people learn. An example is this video. I'm talking to you and you can also read at the same time, so we're covering a couple of different modes of understanding in that. Okay, so when you're in teamwork, you can create something just like this. Now let me just resize, reposition that. Okay, so I've gone in. So you've been added to teamwork already if you're watching this video, and you've gone to notebooks and you've created a new notebook and you're calling it training agenda. And you can literally clone exactly what I've done here. Training overview. Training will take place over X days for approximately Y hours. So it could say 4 days over 10 hours and will likely wrap up on this date. So that's a pretty important statement. So it sets the framework of, well, how long is it going to go for? How many hours of training is there inside that time period? And when are we wrapping up training? And when does the normal job commence? And these are the topics we're covering. For example, our vision and our mission, our business processes, how to do social postings for us, or how to do the bank reconciliation for business ABC. Then you've got training outcomes. So what are we looking for at the end of it? The ability to do process A, process B, C, D, E, etc. And just using the simple table function, it's a little bit clunky. You could link to a Google Sheet or you could link to something else, but sitting inside this is a convenient way to do it. So you could have topic day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over there on the right, and you can just simply add, and you can see here you can add rows. So I'm picking bookkeeping here. Could be bank rec, and that could be day 2. You could say, yes, we're covering it on day 2, or you could say, click here, and that could be the training. It could be like this. It could be a video like this. And then you've got topic number 2, topic number 3, etc. So fill out that table, and once each day of training happens, or each block of training happens, have your crew member write questions, and they can notify you by clicking here once they've asked questions, and you can go in and answer them. And when we save that, each time it gets saved as different versions of the same thing, which is really good for tracking questions. So you can see version 1 is there, and there's comments enabled as well. So this is it's a pretty basic start to showing you how to engage in training, but it'll certainly give you the framework to start. I'm just going to go back and you reiterate. So we're looking at what are the outcomes, what do they need to know once they've finished training. Build the agenda. Can be as simple as this, simple as a very ugly looking table. At least it provides structure. And one thing I didn't cover, the training documents. Now, there'll be a whole video series on process creation, mastering the art of process creation. A good way to start would be create some videos. It takes 2 minutes to create a video, YouTube channel or a Vimeo channel, and download Snagit, snagit.com. It's about $49. I'm producing this video on Snagit. I'm going to write that right in front of you right now so you can see it. Check that out. And as I said, I produce all these videos using Snagit. It's a great platform. And just start freestyling some videos like this. You can see this one. It's a simple Google slide, simple formatting. There's about 20 words on the page. It took me about a minute to write this, and the rest was just off-the-cuff walkthrough because I know my business just like you know your business. So following this basic 4 or 5 step process, and then putting that into teamwork, overview, outcomes, calendar, questions, and the questions being checking for understanding. Follow that and you'll be in better shape than 90% of small businesses in Australia if you follow that basic structure. We will be developing some much more comprehensive videos shortly on the science of training and also building processes, so stay tuned for those. Thanks guys.